My stuck is a little bit forward thinking, which I'm capable of being sometimes. The idea of university. So last night I got pretty jacked up about having another university partner. Our first one was.
Did you kill Steve?
He's wargaming outside. He told us some cool information too, but so I had a cold outreach that happened literally last night from a university that's geographically close to us. And
To you?
Uh-huh.
Okay, an inbound.
Yeah, and I used the app to find a black swan moment, and they really have one that really made sense. And then I started to think where I'm stuck is if we started to have the conversation with another university who would be in direct competition with our current counterpart, what does that look like? And that's a stuck for me.
And what makes them a direct competitor? I mean, how
We'd be fighting for the same enrollment in students likely between both of our partners at that point.
Same region?
So one way is you could lose your current counterpart, which is a pretty robust relationship.
Yeah.
Another way is that they wouldn't know that they were in competition with each other. And another way is that that type of competition could lead to an acquisition. You either get us or you don't, or we'll play with others. All of these are running around in my mind, and I would say stuck, but I would say more so I want a strategy so that I can have the conversation with the new university, but have some ideas in the back of the mind should it go well.
And can I just ask a question? The assumption is there's competition. What if there wasn't competition? What if the competition was actually a regional powerhouse partnership, using you as the third party?
So the black swan moment for the new university is that they have a 2-2, which means you get an associate's degree for pretty low cost. And then you can enroll into the private university, which has a very high cost. So it effectively reduces the cost of their very highly regarded degrees by probably 50%. But the 2-2 doesn't lead to teachers and licensure because you would have people that are in that program starting even in high school, they'd have to re-enroll in a 4-year program at that university, meaning that they'd have a 6-year program to become a teacher and make $43,000 and probably spend $200,000 instead of what we want, which is $15,000 to $20,000. So they have a real problem. They have a really big logo in the ed space, but it's geographically locked to the Midwest or Indiana. Our current partner is national, but it's right next to our current partner. Like they're literally neighbors, geographically. So some of this is assuming that the new partner wants to really talk and engage. I got a process now that I'm pretty confident in that we could get a little bit further, but that's where I'm stuck.
And the question is just what to do next in that next meeting?
Yeah, so I'll take the meeting. She actually reached out yesterday and wants to schedule Monday or Tuesday.
Right.
So literally a day and a half, 2 days away.
Right.
So I'll take the first meeting. It's the vision meeting, right?
Yep.
And it's the right person.
Right. Good drills? Good drills?
Yeah.
So what do you do then?
So let's just say you get a counterpart. They're actually someone that you could partner with. What would you do, in that situation? Anyone got any ideas? Any solutions?
I mean, I'll just make sure that it really is competition. One's national, one's regional. Like, is it like that they're going to fight over the same 5%, or are they going to fight over the same 95%?
Sure, you can.
If it's 5%, I would ignore it as irrelevant. If it's 50%, then you may have an issue. And if it is, I guess the question is, do you have to do it in exactly the same way that you're actually going to be, you're going to be taking away from left pocket, right pocket, or take away from one to give to the other? Or could you find a new way of adding value that isn't in competition, leveraging what you already have today?
I think the value is nuanced and different. The teacher recruitment pool would in one part come from the same. Our biggest client base is still our home state of Indiana, and that's where both of them are located.
Any other solutions?
I guess the major worry is actually pissing off our current.
Or how to run the meeting without pissing off your current? Is that?
It's what happens if the meeting progresses and then now I have a liability of, do I take the new one forward with the liability of potentially alienating or making mad our current?
Hold that frame, Chad.
Yeah, I feel like, first of all, you don't know if they're competitors, but like the way I'd approach it is the way you want to approach it, which is your main fear is pissing off your counterpart. They're your counterpart. You should be talking and communicating and being transparent and honest. Like, here's an opportunity that's coming up. And see how this lands with them. First, you'll learn if they're actually competitors and if there's an issue. Secondarily, as Kemp was pointing out, there's the possibility for partnership here. It deepens your relationship with your counterpart, that you're showing that you're honest, these folks outreach to me. So that's my view.
So just notice from the guy who said, when you're in the valley of despair, don't necessarily think about trying to leave the valley of despair. Valley of despair is the work. So what I would say is, what I hear you saying,
Set up rent.
I hear you hallucinating about what is possible, maybe even likely to happen. Competition, pissing people off. You haven't even had the conversation yet.
Correct.
So my invitation is live in the valley of that despair and go meet them and hear where they are. And then say, this is a really interesting challenge for us. We are working extensively with, naming that after you've had a chance to let them speak free of anxiety, free of worry then you name them. Now, if you hear them say, well, I don't really think of National as a competitor to us, for goodness sakes. Well, then you actually begun the framing of realizing these people are coming to you as a thought leader. This is an outreach to you as a thought leader. And so the possibility of saying to both organizations, hey, there might be an answer here that's bigger than just one or the other. You're always going to protect the existing counterpart. So you're safe. There's nothing here. There are no fears here because you don't know anything yet.
Yeah, I guess it's the, you're always going to protect the existing counterpart. That's sort
Of course
of,
you are, but you know that, right?
yeah,
Do you love what you do?
no.
Do you love your product? Then protect your counterpart. I mean, that's okay. You got it. But is there something more interesting going on here?
There is something more interesting going on. So this is a really good question, because if we lean into what happened with Michael, this is an indication that you've shifted into being a visionary. And so whenever we're confronted with competition, what's the best response to competition? We talked about it yesterday. Anyone remember? Authenticity. So what I would suggest is, it seems like people are coming into your orbit and they're also in the state that you're in. That's a pretty big coincidence. And so how could we be more authentic in this moment? Well, if we go towards a sales process, it's less authentic, which is what you're sort of wrestling with. It's like something's off here. But you could be more authentic by turning your social object into a gathering and say, you know what? What if we start bringing people to Indiana for this, and you guys start to actually brand the message with us that this is the place on the uncomfortable truth. And we're just going to do it all together, because that's what we should be doing. And so if you change the landscape by being more authentic on what's the best thing to do, well, hey, we're two guys from Indiana. We care about exactly what we're doing. That care is attracting people that are in a similar circumstance, that don't have as much resources, but we've got the chutzpah to do it. Then you're right to think I can't turn the opportunity down. But the way you respond is, you could respond as an entrepreneur, but you could also respond as like, oh, the market gathering is working. Shit, we better actually formalize a physical location and get these people to start to talk. And rather than being the person that has to get everyone to do everything, you know, we used to describe this person as, hey, sometimes you just have to walk into the room, throw the hand grenade in, and just wait for it to go off.
And you know in your bones you're not going to piss your client off because you're going to protect them. They believed in you. They're there. You're just actually trying to see, is there something bigger here for everyone, for Indiana?
And there is.
You can become the NCAA. That's located in Indiana.
Well, that's a good reason. Yeah. They've already done it once.
I've already done it once.
Those cheeky corn driving. No.
I don't think I'm not. There's no fear of having the conversations. It's more of a tactic question of what do you do when you get a handful of counterparts that are all in the same space.
And I'm just going to call this out. For months, what have I been telling you guys to do? One thing. I just kept saying it. It's really annoying.
What, go after the more higher ed counterparts?
Yeah, that a little bit. But what else? I say, what do we need to do? We need to run a what every time? No. Now I'm starting to realize you're not fucking listening to me. Get IWU to host the conference for the fucking uncomfortable. Oh my God, I'm going to go right back to when you stopped talking to me last time, and I'm going to find exactly what I said to you last time. Don't play this game with me, young man. Turn your social object. Turn your social object into the event, even if it's small, and just make the call to everyone to come. If you make that call to everyone to come and IW helps you organize the first one and their new party comes, people are just going to come as if they've come here. No competition, only authenticity. But I think it's just a calling and a nudge, especially at an event like this, you getting that inbound. It's a little bit tricky, like that's a little bit cheeky for fate to do that, or whoever you believe in. I don't think you can not do that now, gentlemen. Like you're being asked to get people together. Even if it's small, give it a try. That's what I would do. And that's what I would make the call about. You do the vision meeting, you believe that they're a counterpart, be like, next step, we're gathering everyone that cares.
Yeah, the new counterparts. So there's a dean, and then the counterpart that I have is the sort of the executor. The dean is on a national council about this. They're trying to learn right now how to do this stuff.
Shepherd them. Gather, just put the fork in the stand.
You know what's really interesting? Because of
You and Michael are in the same moment, Maximus.
it's really, the only time you've been inauthentic that I've heard the whole time I've known you here.
Uh-oh.
This is the moment when you said, no, this isn't about fear. This is about just the tactics. And all of us looking at you, it's not that we think you're afraid. That's not the point. But the sense of what's possible is being impeded by the fear of what could be likely, what might happen. That the idea that they could be pissed off is fear-based. Particularly when you're not going to do anything that's going to piss them off. If those people came after you, you're listening to them, you're going to find out what they think. If all of a sudden you said, well, for the right price, we'll go from them to them, well then join the world of extractive assholes. But you're never going to do that. So all I would say to you is own this moment. That it's a big moment when you're going to have to increase the size of your vision. And not because you have to put them together, but because you possibly could put them together. And then when they disappear, when they separate, it's fine. You know what you'll do.
I'm surprised you picked that deal.
Yeah.
Because you want to get up and take the microphone here? Or do you want to put your colleague on the...
Because you said, they're coming to him. There's another one that happened last night.
Two have happened.
That is a national player, the largest and direct competitor. Then our current counterpart explicitly said they want to kick their ass. And we got Insider Baseball, the pivot that they're doing that would be they're going to announce it in a week.
Sure.
That is very directly connected to what we're doing. And
I picked one
how do we reach out to them?
I picked one to. Both happened yesterday.
You sneaked at us, man. You told us about the little one.
I did.
And then the big
Now you're
one.
going to lead with that.
Everything Tom said is now rock solidly true because there's a third.
Yeah, it's almost like the world is trying to make it happen.
I picked a smaller one to learn what you guys thought about the competition between counterparts. I think in K-12 it doesn't matter. Schools and otherwise would all work with you, and neighboring schools will work with you, and it's not the same. Universities that are trying to vie for enrollment for the same type of student, it is different. And our current counterpart did say they want to not just beat, but kick the hell out of this massive one. It's their equivalent in terms of size, or they're even bigger, but they have an opportunity with us, I think, to beat them.
And you don't need to hear that call to competition and then not be authentic. You can just be like, oh man, that energy is awesome. What if we just fucking took on economics instead with it? You know, your job is to gather people and give people a choice. Don't make this harder on yourself. If you're having people that want to talk about the big issues with the type of energy, and you've done the work to be credible, and even more to create the community that you're creating, and you have a partner that already has been sold on getting the market changed, then one of the things that you've been able to build is if you put a stake in the ground and say, I'm bringing you all in, and all of this energy of competing, not competing, worry, fear, we're going to put all this shit together and we're going to see what happens. And all your job is to create the environment, say what's at stake, and just allow it to happen, and you will get these people to a different place. And so my strongest suggestion is turn your social object into a gathering, invite people to it,
And remember,
and get out of the sales cycle.
didn't come to you because you're a math track. It came to you because of you guys. And so in some ways, the variability to say, I love the energy of wanting to kicking ass. Is there something bigger here? And that's a question. It's not a statement. It's not a bold cavalry charge. It's just a question.